You acquire the ability to stop time by snapping your fingers. You realize you're not immune, and so it is that you become a living statue, the only person still conscious and aware, unable to restart time. Trapped for all of eternity. You're welcome. I say the only person that is still aware, but actually, somehow, it's more horrifying to think that everyone is actually still aware. Everybody is a living statue, trapped within a body, unable to move, unable to blink, unable to breathe. Every single human body, every single human brain, trapped for all of eternity, aware that they can do nothing about it. Special thank you to all of my YouTube members and patrons for supporting the channel and supporting my content. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Now, I very quickly wanted to mention before we begin, I'm just gonna put a little content warning out there that there are some subjects in this that some people might not be comfortable with discussing. Now, the really bad subjects I haven't included in this video because one, I just don't think I can do them justice with my commentary, and two, I don't want YouTube to destroy my channel more than it already is. You know, the algorithm is already trying to blow up my channel, and not in the good sense of blow up, in the sense of they're trying to actually destroy it. So I'm just not gonna do those. Yeah. Now, a couple things to mention. First of all, if you like my content and you want more of it, I stream every Thursday over at Twitch and upload those streams the next day every week to my YouTube channel, Blue the Nerd Live. So if you want to catch my streams live, you can at Twitch every Thursday, or equally you can catch the videos uploaded afterwards. I want to do streaming more often, and I want to go more, not full-time just yet, but I want to do more of it. So having people support and watch those streams is the best thing for that, and the best thing for the growth of my Twitch channel and stuff. So if you want to support me, go watch my streams. I really genuinely appreciate it. The other thing I quickly wanted to mention is to do with Patreon and you know, YouTube members and stuff. However, it's probably going to be a couple minutes to talk about it, so I'm going to put that at the end of the video, but I just wanted to state that there is something I want to talk about at the end of the video, so if you're interested in hearing about that, watch to the end. Alright, let's get into the subreddit, shall we? Mother, when I grow up, what will I be? I'm afraid you will end up like me. I wish you didn't have to grow up. Don't worry, Mother. I'll drink less milk to stay small. I'll be mothers forever. 2 weeks later. Yeah, the reality of the meat industry. It can be pretty hardcore. It can be pretty intense. Obviously, you know, there's a lot of anthropomorphization here, but the animals do still have relationships with each other, and they're young. Yeah, and factory farming and such is horrific. I mean, I personally don't eat meat, but if I did, I would endeavor to only eat meat that I could like reliably source, like where it comes from, and make sure that it's a humane source. But yeah, the meat industry does genuinely just fit into distressing memes. It is a wild industry. Me watching the police kill all 4 of my dogs in front of me after denying my request to let me put them in their cages before they search my house. Yeah, that's a very real thing that happens. There are a lot of police officers out there who will deliberately do things like this, or, you know, deliberately cause harm, or, yeah, I mean, obviously it's distressing memes, but I don't know if this one is, but there are actually memes in distressing memes that are based on true stories and like things that have actually happened to people. A lot of those I haven't included, but yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff posted there is quite real. It's quite real. Microplastics found on the ocean's floor. Microplastics found in meat, milk, and blood of farm animals. Microplastics found in a human fetus. Yeah, this is becoming a video of like very real existential dread, but yeah, microplastics, dude, they're everywhere. They genuinely, and you don't even realize all of the things that cause them, but they are everywhere. They are absolutely everywhere. We're already full of them. I've probably got microplastics in my blood. You've probably got microplastics in your blood. That's just a thing we have to live with. Me watching my bully seizure violently on the puddle of his own blood after I finally fight back. when they tell me he died at the hospital and I will be charged with manslaughter without bail. Again, a lot of these are just very real. Like, people very much underestimate how easy it is to kill a human being. Oh god, the light's blowing me out again. It's easy. It's surprisingly easy. It can take one wrong hit to the head. It can take just someone falling over wrong. Like, it's not worth it. If you're in a fight, it's not worth it. Just if you can get out of that fight by any means, run. Don't be involved in it. It's not worth it. People die, and they die surprisingly easy to head trauma. Like, just don't. It's never worth it. It's never ever worth it. Whoa, I died. Seems like I'm floating through this wall. No one can see or hear me. This is incredible. I don't seem to be bound by the laws of physics. I wonder if this means I get to exist forever. Huh, why do I keep floating away? Oh no, gravity. Yeah, if you're not constrained by the bounds of things like Earth's gravity, then yes, Earth would just leave you behind. It's a concept that's not really addressed by horror and ghost stuff often. They have floating ghosts, but like the ghosts would be left behind by the Earth, just as things like time travel. If you have a time travel machine and you don't calculate where the Earth will be, and you don't have a time travel machine that can move you physically, then you would time travel and just arrive in space. You would not land on the Earth, and no time travel films ever like talk about that fact. They're always just like perfectly where they were. But yeah, just the Earth moves. Crazy. There's a concept that like we forget about really easily because we can't always just see the Earth moving, but it does. It moves. When the can of beans you booby-trapped in no man's land goes off, followed by the wailing moans of a dying man all night. Yep. Such is war. Such is the horrors of war. The guilt knowing that you have taken someone's life, but not only taken someone's life, but taken it slowly and painfully, leaving someone there in the mud all night, knowing that their men can't come and retrieve them because they will also die, and knowing that no one's coming for that man. That man will inevitably bleed out in pain after agonizing hours and hours. Step 1. Be homosexual in Nazi concentration camp. Step 2. The Allies come to rescue you. They keep you in the camp. They keep you in the camp. Yeah, the treatment of homosexuals in the war, in that era, of everywhere, to be honest, horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. There's been a lot of coverage on the subject, in regards to films and stuff, because we have like the Imitation Game, but incredible historical example is Alan Turing, right, who was heralded as one of the basically saviors of World War II. He broke the Enigma code. They were able to essentially infiltrate Nazi comms, could understand. They managed to break their code, but Alan Turing was gay, and so he was forced into hormone therapies to try and cure him of his homosexuality, and it destroyed him so incredibly that he ended up taking his own life. And that was just the norm back then. That was just considered normal. We fought a war to prevent Nazis and their internment camps and their invasions of Poland and all of that kind of thing. But gay people didn't get the privilege that other people who were rescued did. They were just left there. And the quantity of gay and trans people in the Nazi internment camps is something that is barely ever addressed in history lessons. And it's a real part of history, and it's so incredibly fucked. And the Allies were no better when it came to that treatment. We were no better. Obviously, we don't teach that side of history because that doesn't make us look good, because history is written by the victors, right? It's messed up. It's dark and it is messed up. Insects perceive time dramatically slower than humans, as measured by critical flicker fusion frequency. For example, this mealworm is experiencing being eaten alive at an agonizingly slow pace compared to what we are seeing. Billions of these deaths occur constantly all around us. But On the other hand, that mantis is perceiving just a god tier meal for a long, long time. But I mean, if it makes you feel any better, most insects, if not all insects, kind of don't actually have the ability to perceive pain. Like they can understand that something is a threat and that they should avoid it, but they don't really perceive pain in the way that like larger animals do. So, you know, there's that, if that makes you feel any better. But also in nature, in the wild, being eaten alive is the number one cause of death among animals in the wild. So, you know, and we're talking mammals, you know, reptiles, things that are our size and can perceive pain, regularly eaten alive as one of the number one causes of death among the wild. Yay. You're being followed by a horde of zombies, but at least they're slower than you. You decide to stop and rest, your body weak and ravaged from running non-stop. After waking up, you hear them outside and realize all of your progress has been undone. It's one of the things with zombie films that not all of them capture, and that is the slow but unrelenting march of zombies. Humans can usually run for quite far, you know. If you're fit and you have endurance, you can run for a long time, but you have to recuperate from such a travel. Zombies, they might be slower than you, but they don't rest. They don't stop. They will keep on going, unrelenting, constantly, on and on and on until they get you and until you're caught. They will keep on following you. The sun went away and made my camera considerably darker at a really good moment in time there. And the final post, I'm leaving on just another very real one, but get impulsively bought. Your new owner torments you. Your owner doesn't even buy you a UV lamp. Your growth is stunted and your bones wither. You get metabolic bone disease. This is your life now. And I wanted to end on this one because just a big PSA that this happens a lot to reptiles, and reptiles are a really big commitment, and you shouldn't buy them if you don't know what you're getting into. Like, they are living creatures. They have requirements, you know, they need UV, they need specific diets, they need supplements. They're not easy to look after, and a lot of them live for quite a long time. Bearded dragons, I think, live for like 16 years, you know? That's quite a big commitment. And a lot of people buy reptiles because they think they're cute and they don't know nor care how to look after them properly. And that's a real issue. And that goes for any animal, really. If you aren't willing to put in the time and effort to properly care for an animal, to make sure you can look after an animal properly, you shouldn't get an animal. Just don't. Just don't do it unless you are prepared fully. You have done your research and you know you can care for that animal. Otherwise, don't get one. And that's where I'm going to end it. However, before I quickly end it, I did want to quickly talk about Patreon and YouTube members, because I kind of don't know the direction I want to go with them, because I don't like locking content off behind paywalls. I've talked about this before. I don't want to do it. I did, however, think, and this is a feature that YouTube has recently added, is when I schedule a video, something I can now do is I can schedule it so that when I upload it, it is immediately visible for YouTube members, and then it is scheduled to go live on the normal date that I schedule it, which basically means that when I make a video about a week in advance, YouTube members could potentially get access to that video a week early, which I do think would be a really good thing for YouTube members. I think that would be really fun, and I would like to be able to do something like that to give back to YouTube members. However, there is no way for me to give patrons access to that, and to upload the video to Patreon instead of YouTube effectively takes views away from YouTube. And in the current state of my channel, where the algorithm is absolutely annihilating all of my channel, I can't feasibly take views away from it because it will in the long run damage my channel more. But Patreon takes like a 5% cut, whereas YouTube takes over 30%. So it's a really hard one for me to balance, because I don't want to go all in on YouTube members, but I can't give patrons the same things I give YouTube members. So I kind of don't know where to go with this. If any of you out there have any ideas, I would love to hear them, but I don't know where to go with it. So that's the current state I'm in with YouTube members and Patreon. I'm deciding if I want to go all in on one or the other. I'm deciding what to do. I want to find more rewards to give people that do support the channel, because you guys support me with money and I just give you free content. Like, I want to give you more than that, but I don't know where to go with it. So if anybody has any suggestions, let me know. I would love to hear them. But yeah, if you want to support me on YouTube or on Patreon, links in the description. You can click the join button on the channel or support me on Patreon. Again, by no means should you feel like you have to. I don't have any extra content or anything for anybody that does support me yet. In the future, hopefully it will be something, but right now I just don't. Special thank you to all of the YouTube members and patrons that do support the channel. All of you are incredible, wonderful, amazing people, and it genuinely means so much to me that anybody does support the channel. So thank you so much. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.